Hello and welcome to Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. Guys, I'm out in the market garden and I was growing some red giant mustards, but they all started going to seed, as you see here. So what I have done is I have pulled every last one of them up with the exception of one plant, and I'm going to allow this one to go to seed so that I can collect the seeds for next year, or perhaps early winter I might start some new seeds next year. But I don't want to take a chance on whether or not seeds will be available, so I'm allowing one of my plants to go to seed. And as you can see, the seed is yellow. It's very pretty, and it's going to develop all of these I want to call them tendrils or seed pods, basically. All of these things here, these are called seed pods. They're going to get much bigger, they're going to swell, and then the seeds will develop inside. And then once it starts to turn brown, that's when I'm going to harvest them and store the seeds. I'll probably leave the seeds in the pods and store them that way in a brown paper bag for next year. So now that I have cleaned out this bed, guys, what I have done is I was given some of the Bonnie plants that they were throwing away, and one of them was a squash plant, but in the container there were 4 plants. So what I've done is I've placed one in each of the corners of my raised bed, and this bed also had a couple of marigolds, and so I kept the marigolds, just moved them to the front. But what I'm going to do all in between the squash and the marigolds, I'm just going to plant some Henderson bush lima beans. And these lima beans were purchased from the Davidson co-op, where it's a place where I love to purchase a lot of my seeds, especially when I want large quantities. And so as you can see here, this is a ½ pound bag. And with your beans and peas, such as purple hull peas, field peas, crowder peas, they can be planted quite close together. And so what I'm going to do simply is take my seeds, and I love that they're coated like this because it's very easy for you to see when you're sowing them. And then too, lima beans are the beans are very big. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to place a couple here in the bed. And I'm going to continue to do that throughout. And of course, with the raised bed, you can space things much closer than you would if you were planting in the traditional row method in ground. So I know that the squash is going to get quite big, so I'm leaving room for the squash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on and fill this bed up with lima beans, and when they're all done, I'll come back. And because they're pink in color, I'm not going to push them in just yet, so that way you can see how I'm spacing them and planting them in my raised bed. Give me a moment and I'll be right back with you. As a matter of fact, let's just go through all of that introductory stuff and I'll be right back with you. Okay, as you can see, I have my lima beans in the garden where I want them spaced, and I've given a lot of room for my squash because you know their leaves grow really big. But I've got several rows of lima beans and still have a whole lot left in that bag, so I might find another raised bed and do the same type of succession planting in it as well. I've got more green beans I want to plant. I have some field peas I want to plant. So as soon as one thing is ready to be harvested or needs to be removed from the raised bed, I'm going to succession plant with something else. So out with the old and in with the new. I'm going to cover these up with some new soil. I have a bag of the Miracle Grow garden soil that I purchased when it was on sale for Memorial Day. So because this bed was used to grow the red giant mustard greens, I'm going to use the bag of soil to also help fertilize. And then I'm going to get these watered in. But just wanted to come along today and share with you that I am succession planting. Unfortunately, I did not harvest a whole lot of red giant mustards at all before they went to seed, but such is life. The lesson that I have learned from that is to perhaps start my seeds and start growing them much earlier than what I did, because the mustard greens as well as the turnips, they really don't like a lot of heat, and they are very quick to bolt or go to seed once it gets too warm. But thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that you are also succession planting if the opportunity presents itself to grow something else in the space. I am in growing zone 7A, so we have a growing period of about 7 months, and that's basically for the cool and warm season vegetables. But then again, we have an opportunity to plant cool season vegetables twice in the year if you were to do fall planting. So thank you for joining me. God bless. Bye-bye.